Hello, I'm making this video addressing Level Up Creators' video about me and the lies they've actually perpetuated about me. I want to get into the lies they put in their comments on their video about me and replies to some of the comments on the video before I go into the actual logical talking about different points she made in her actual video. But I want to address the lies she said about me in her comments first. The first one I saw was where she says, "Oh, this guy's just staying homeless on purpose because it's easy to suck money out of people to pay for his lifestyle." That's that idea itself is so ludicrous because I was paying over $2,000 a month to stay in those hotels I was staying at. As soon as I was offered a place to rent, I took it. Okay, and I told all my followers how happy I was that finally I have a place to live. And because $90 a day, it's actually more than $2,000 I was spending. Close to $3,000 a month. And now, whenever I found a place to rent for $400 a month, a room for rent, I still get the same amount of support. Because, I've seen this video about this other streamer who talked about it. No matter what, if you're a streamer, people are gonna donate to you. That's basically how this career path works. When you stream multiple hours a day, regardless of what you're doing, people like to watch people. It's a form of entertainment, and regardless of the reasoning behind it, people are gonna donate. That's a simple fact, no matter what your content is about. Okay, so the more people you have watching you, obviously the more you'll get. A lot of people watch me. Regardless of you can sit here and claim that it was because I was homeless, but I've been not homeless now for 2 months. I still get the same amount of support, and to suggest that I was staying homeless on purpose is just it's to me, I understand what it is. You're trying to sensationalize things because you want more people to interact with your channel. I understand that. And I understand that's exactly why you said the second lie about me in your comments, that I got arrested. I mean, when I looked at it, I thought maybe she's clever and she worded it this way so she could have plausible deniability. So if I addressed her about why did you say I got arrested, she could say, "Oh no, I just meant that you had been arrested previously in your life." Because yeah, I have been arrested like years ago, but I have not been arrested in years. She comments back to what somebody replying to a video talking about, "Oh, update, he got arrested. It's not directly related to his situation, but it has to do with substances or whatever." But I think we can see and agree that, oh, this social media changes people or something. And it's crazy. I know she's just trying to sensationalize it so more people will watch her next video or whatever, but she's wrong in every sense. I was not recently arrested. I think my social media has actually made me a better person. You know, I actually give a lot to people, and you know, that's just a few things I wanted to address. I believe there's more, because I was shocked because when I watched your initial video, there wasn't too much that I felt that I could heavily criticize you for, because you tried to appear objective, and you could tell the bias coming through. But, you know, I honestly, from watching the initial video, I thought you did a good job of trying your best not to insert your bias in there. But it's very obvious. And so now I'll address your actual video itself. The first thing I want to address, and this won't be, cause the next things I want to address, which are the main things, are having to do with the whole, you know, morality or philosophy or, you know, thought of the whole thing. But this one, I wanted to address something specific you said in your video. You told your viewers that if they are offended by somebody's content, they should keep reporting them. That is wrong for you to do. As somebody who presents themselves as some social media guru who's giving helpful tips on being a good creator and social media person, that is not something you should be telling your viewers, because you actually are not supposed to on any platform, YouTube, TikTok, and even when you file a report on TikTok, it makes you check a box, right? I swear to God, it makes you check a box saying, I verify all this information is true and accurate. You know, and that I'm saying that this person is violating the guidelines. So when you report somebody, you're supposed to only report if that actually does indeed violate the guidelines. The thing is, my content does not violate the guidelines. So if you are offended by that, you should not report it. So that's where you're wrong in that. Okay, so let me get on to the ideological part of it. One thing I want to say is that a lot of people are mad because beggars are being empowered. Okay. And some people would say, no, beggars deserve to sleep outside and not have enough to eat. Okay. I will, if you make a follow-up video, because you keep on telling people in your comments you're gonna make a follow-up video, and part of me thinks that you might have been waiting for me to say something first so you could reply to some statements I made. But if you watch this and you're willing to respond, I would like to know, do you agree that people who don't have a job and who don't want to work a job should have to sleep outside or do not deserve their own house and food and shelter and water and electricity? Because I and a lot of other people who are socialists and communists believe that housing should be a human right, electricity and water should be a human right, and food should be a human right. Okay, so, you know, yes, I have gone over the top, you know what I'm saying? And it's been encouraged by my supporters. Because the haters are they were initially just so triggered that people were helping me not sleep outside. The homeless shelters were full. You understand? So unless you think that I deserve to sleep out, and at this point I was even working. I was getting a job, and then I actually worked at that job for a few months. And people were so mad that people were helping me with my food and shelter that my supporters would egg it on and say, oh, you know what, get you a big dinner tonight. And that's where, you know, the steak and lobster thing started. And we've had some fun with it because the supporters actually tell me, you know, I want to see them mad. Let them be mad. Like, fuck it. Eat your steak dinner. You know, are you going to say this guy doesn't deserve a steak and you do? Just because you work as a slave for somebody and he doesn't? So, yeah, and this also ties into my next point, is that there is a market for this content, okay? Whether it's the beggar himself who's able now to have their own platform on TikTok and live stream their life and receive direct support from people who love to watch their content, or if it's a TV show about some low point in someone's life. We know, and it's more than just beggars. You know, I've talked about this in previous videos, how making fun of lower class people is actually deeply rooted in American culture, actually. And that's why, you know, I don't like and support a lot of what this country stands for. And that's why the communists, are trying to change this. You know, we want to take control of the government and change things from the top down, you know, but from the masses to the masses. But that's a whole other topic. What I'm trying to say is that this content, there's a huge entertainment market for this content of poor people, disadvantaged people, and, you know, people that have lives that make them lower class. Hoarders, you see that show, these shows about poor people who have addictions, and, you know, it's always a poor family, you know. So and there's shows about, I know there's so many YouTube videos about beggars. So many people make so much money exploiting the fact that people want to see lower class people, and a certain percentage of people, this is why I want to bring up fetish. I believe psychologically have a fetish for watching that person suffer, and like I said, I do believe also it's deeply rooted in American culture, and it's a broader societal problem that I believe will exist as long as we have a class society, as long as we have people who are put so low by the ones who are so high. The people who even are just a little bit higher than those people who are low and are gonna feel superior because they're indoctrinated to feel superior. The American ideology says that one's economic position, class position, is a reflection of their character and who they are. If they were a strong, smart, and moral individual, they would climb the ranks. That's what's presented to the minds of the people. So they look at poor people like they're less of a person. And we want to change this, but the acknowledgement that I've made is that the market is already there. So TikTok allowing beggars and homeless people and having a specific algorithm which allows for homeless people to go viral, I think is very amazing. And if you were going to respond to anything I say in this video, like the last question, I would also like you to respond to this. Don't you think that's amazing that homeless people, instead of being featured on a little documentary, getting their 15 minutes of fame, and all the Americans sitting home at the TV can say, wow, that's how they live. Nowadays, they can have their own whole platform and following and just show people their life on the streets. And that's what I did. And that's what made me go viral, because it was real. And that's what people want. There's a market for this content. The first video I went viral on, okay, I did not expect it to go viral, but it made me realize that there really is a market for this content, and the market of this content should be in the hands of the actual homeless people and disadvantaged people themselves. You know, so the first viral video I made was me showing how I'm sleeping in a gas station bathroom, because before people were paying for my hotels, I was on the street for a long time. Okay. And I would be making TikToks, and I would make TikToks all about my ideas, my spiritual ideas, my materialist, political ideas. And I would just try to make funny videos, you know, but nobody cared about that. But as soon as I posted a video and I showed people how I took a blanket off somebody's porch and then walked over to a gas station where the bathroom was open all night, and they had 2 bathrooms. So I went to the furthest bathroom. I went in there, locked the door, and showed them how I took these paper towels to make a little bed for myself and used my backpack as a pillow. That video went viral and got over 300,000 views. Okay. And I didn't expect that, but it made me realize. So I started showing people more of my life on the streets, and my live started getting a lot more viewers. So I'm going into this more fully because I would like anyone who's homeless or struggling to see my example and to use the same tactic to try to gain a following. Show your situation. Let people be aware, because there is a market for this content. Okay, so yeah, and then after and it wasn't even my suggestion. That's the thing that's crazy to me, is on social media. It's not usually the idea of the influencer. It is my thought at the moment, because this was never my idea in the first place. I had no idea that me posting this video of me being homeless was gonna go viral. I had no idea people were gonna pay for my hotels every day. I was homeless outside on the street, right? People started asking me, can I send you money to get you in a hotel so you don't have to sleep outside tonight? That's a beautiful thing. Okay. And people, it's bittersweet, because it's so beautiful that I never mentioned that. Okay. And somebody suggested it to me, and I said, okay, that, you know, if you guys want to send money for the hotel, go ahead. I would appreciate it. And, so, and then I was like, I'm already in the hotel and I don't want to go sleep outside tomorrow. So now I'm just going to start asking every day. And so it became this whole thing where people think that I just randomly started coming on here demanding money to stay in hotels like I'm entitled to something. I'm like, no, I just showed people my real life. And then people said, you know what? I want to see you in a better position, and I have some money to help you do that. And they suggested it to me, and I accepted because I was willing to receive. you know, and I think that's part of humility, being willing to receive. But regardless, yeah, I think I've explained a lot of this video. I don't want to drag it out too much longer without having any more clear points I want to bring up. But yeah, I'm looking. If you do make a follow-up video, I would like you to address the things I've talked about here, especially the lies that I talked about in the beginning, because that was kind of because like I said, when you just watched the original video you made, I was a little bit impressed on how much you were able to try to hide your bias, even though it was plainly there. You know, the bias was plainly there for everyone to see. But I appreciate you trying to be as objective as your mind allowed you to be. So yeah, thank you anyone who's watched this video.